I was saying that you can get a tag builder from the shape directly to build the start and end tags to get all the metadata which are HTML related, these ones, from the shape itself. Okay, so that's where we ended that. Now there is the next topic I want to talk about. I must say I wanted to talk about, but no, I want to talk about it now, is alternates. So here, when we render a shape, it will, by default, try to find a template that has the same name as the type. And this is why, by default, this template here was found and was used to render this shape. Technically, it's not when we render that it tries to find a template. It's when we start Orchard, we look for anything that can provide a template for a shape. And we don't say a template, we actually talk about shape bindings, okay? Because template is too easy of a word, so we like to use complex words, so we use shape bindings, and that's how technically internally it's called, a shape binding. So when Orchard starts, it will look for shape binding from the file system in different extensions, different locations. It will also look for shape bindings in databases, in code, anywhere we could provide a provider for shape bindings. Okay, so that's how it works. We find something to provide a shape binding, and then when we want to render it, to render the shape, we are looking for the shape binding that matches the best the shape. And here the only information for the best is the shape type, car, okay, the string car here. And this is why we find this one. Now, if I wanted my shape to be able to find other templates, which is not really templates, but in our case, in our demonstration, we look for other templates. If I wanted the shape to find better templates or other templates based on different rules or preferences, we can add, or just because they are available or not. Like maybe it's just that, oh, in case this file exists, well, let's use it, but if it's not, let's use car. So these are called alternates. And then metadata, alternates, this is this collection. This is how I can add alternates, like alternate templates, shapes, alternates. So here if I want to say blue car, okay, if you have a template named blue car, then use that. And if you have a template named Toyota car, let's use that. It's even better. Or no, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Toyota car is better than blue car. And this is how we render the shape. And if I run my app, it won't fail because it's just, oh, I have a car. I could render it as a blue car. I can render it as a Toyota car, but it's a car and I have a template for that, so let's use that. But if now I decide to provide nope. If Visual Studio decides to let me provide a new file, blue car, Toyota car.cshtml. Obviously, it will be a CS file. No, oh, beautiful. And here I will copy the content. No, I won't copy the content. I will just say I am a Toyota. Okay, and if I run it, my car is using the Toyota car template. Okay, because I said you can be rendered with a Toyota car template. And if not, well, you can be a blue car. If not, well, you can be a car. And if there is nothing, it will say, I can't find a shape. I can find a shape template or a template for this shape. But in this case, Toyota car exists. And so that's how it works. Okay, you have alternates, and then the rendering will look, okay, is there something for that, and then fall back to this one and then say, no, I can't find anything. And that's how alternate works. But in this case, every time you create a car, which could be in every location of the code in many places, you don't want to also say, and by the way, because I just created a car, You could look for a blue car or a Toyota car, okay, or a red one. It's up to you, okay. But in this case, it's just blue, and it doesn't matter. So we don't have to create these alternates and copy them everywhere and not have to transferize it. We can instead use something that will dynamically enhance any shape of type car to say, whenever someone wants to render a car, by the way, look for Toyota car or blue car, wherever you use the new shape, okay? So you don't have to do it every time you create a car, it will be automatically injected. So to do that, there is the concept of I-shape table provider. So when I said that these templates were actually feeding a list of shape bindings, the shape table is the thing that contains the shape bindings. And the shape table provider is a thing that can enhance a shape table. And this shape table can also, this shape table provider can also provide more information about a shape, like adding alternates. So I will create a new class. I will put it in my services folder, and I will create a class called my shape table provider. If I do semicolon here, it's magic, and there, and I want to implement I-shape table provider. Okay. Yes, give me the implementation. So I-shape table provider has a discover async method with a shape table builder, and I can use the builder to build more stuff. It's called alteration, actually, build alteration, you see. So I will do builder.describe, and here I will say the shape type I want to describe. I want to describe the shape type car. And with that, I want to say onDisplaying. And onDisplaying is an event that will be invoked when the shape is being displayed, right before it's being displayed. OnDisplaying, I have an action, a lambda that takes a display context. Okay, so context. And there I can do context dot value dot shape, dot metadata, and I will pick the code I have here and put it there. Okay, same code, but this time instead of and I need to do return task.completed task, and this thing here is not async, so that should be fine. Why isn't it fine? Value task, maybe. Okay, here, and now I need to register the service. So builder services add singleton. That's scoped. I-shape table provider, my shape table provider. So I'm registering the service such that whenever we render a shape, it will be invoked. Whenever a shape is rendered of type car, it will add these alternates to the metadata. And if I run that, the same behavior should happen. It's still using I am a Toyota. So it's using the shape named Toyota car because it's available, okay? Fall back to blue car, which is not available, fall back to car, but we pick Toyota car. And since I'm doing that here, I can also move that things there. So I can also use a shape table provider to automatically add HTML properties to this shape. But in this case, let's be more clever and just do var car equals this thing as car, because I know that the car shapes will be of type car. Okay, let's assume that all my car shapes will be of type car, and I could check if it's not a car, then just quit and do nothing. But in this case, I have a car. So let's be more clever here and say car.color. Car. Okay, and let's do that. And then brand. And then here, same thing. No, we don't care. I don't have an ID, but I'll use the color. Div, car, brand, and the last one, brand. Okay, so now there is no more anything that is hard-coded. It's just based on the properties of the car. We will inject more metadata to the shape itself. Okay. Note that we have this information in the car, so we would not have to do that here. We could get it from the HTML itself, but it's better to have more logic there. And this thing is just alternates that we have to do in code here. So I can remove that from there, and now just more magic actually, because if I run that, I have I'm a Toyota. If I remove this thing, it will use the car template, which is using the shape tag builder, and we don't have a brand, we don't have an ID. Classes worked, the tag worked, but not the brand or the ID, so I must have done a mistake, but maybe you saw that. I don't know, it looks like it should have worked. Oh, color is empty, that's why. I didn't set a color, everything makes sense. I just didn't set a color when I created the lambda here. So if I say brand, red, I will use red, okay, just for fun. Because we have a blue in some code, I run it. I go to this view, F5, and now it's red. Okay, so it's working. So I can use the iShape table builder to add more concepts. But these alternates, they don't look the alternates that you find in Orchard, because these ones are just super simple. They use the colors, which is nice. But what you will see in Orchard is something like that. It's a convention. I can put anything in the alternates. We just decided in Orchard for our theming to use this convention. The type of the thing you want to customize, and then a dot, okay, and a property like color dash, and then the value of the color, something like that. And the same way for the brand. And this way, car color, car brand, and this way we would expect it to find a template for the red cars and a template for the branded cars, okay? Automatically, whatever the car we pass, we don't have to hardcode anything, it will just match the one that is better. This won't work. For those who have used shapes, you know this won't work because there is something special in Orchard, which is that the alternates that we add here, as I explained, they are not a template name, they are a shape binding name. It's just that we read templates and we create a shape binding. The shape bindings, they don't allow dots and dashes. The file names, they use dots and dashes. So, for instance, in a custom template, we will have car dot color dash red. We would have that, okay? That's totally fine. But internally, the shapes, they will look for a shape binding named car underscore car color. Okay, this is called the canonical shape type, the thing that will match the template. And this then will work because this template will be fed into the shape bindings under this actual name. There is a logic that will convert the file name to a template. So if I run that, what will it find? I have a car which is red, it's a Toyota. I said color first, well, brand is more important than color, so it will find the Toyota template, but it's not available, so it should find the red one, car.color -- red. Let's try that. It says I'm a Toyota. Why does it say I'm a Toyota? Because maybe this one says I'm a Toyota, I'm a car, and we need to inject here the color, which is model.color. Why can I type color? Because the model is dynamic and it's a car. Color will match the property color. I'm a red car, okay? And I can now change this thing to say car.brand -Toyota. No. Yes, I can. Toyota, and then, well, I say color car, but it's kind of cheating because I could just say red because it's template for the red cars, okay? Same thing here, I could say Toyota, but yeah, sure, but you found Toyota. Well, it's good because I don't have to read the property, I'm a Toyota, okay? So this one, and this time you should take the Toyota one because it's an alternate that is defined after the other one, so this one will be used in priority. Oh, doesn't build. Something happened.
Because you create a page, a razor page, not a razor page.
Yeah, but code behind it.
Remove that code under the add-on.
And it found the Toyota because the alternate exists, okay? That's how it works. And you can provide all the colors. So if I provide red and yellow, now I can have template for all these variations of my car and remove this one. I will just delete it. It will pick up the red one, and if one day a car is actually yellow, then it will stop using that's why you should not do that. You should hard code the values just to be sure. Otherwise, I could cheat. Now it's using a yellow car and it's using the yellow template, okay? So that's how it's finding the alternates. Questions about alternates? There is one super weird thing in alternates that a few know about, or you just don't understand why it's like this, but you're okay, that's like this. If you have a file name that looks like this, summary.edit. Okay, that's something that looks like Orchard. Car-summary.edit. It's just an alternate. Instead of using colors and brands, I'm using display type and user display type and I don't know what's the other one. Display type is the edit. No, it's the summary, and edit is the verb, like action. Okay, two different things. But if I do that, you could expect the alternate to be looked for to be car __ summary _ edit, but it's not what's happening. When you have something like that, it will be car _ edit _ summary. This is a very special logic that says that if there is a dot after the last dash, then this thing after dot actually is more important than anything else and should go back right after the first thing before the dash. Meaning the _ edit comes back before the dash summary. This way, it's better to organize the files by this text. So this text becomes more important in terms of ordering your files than this thing. So instead of having all the edits together and then the different types, you have all the types together and then edit, display, whatever. Okay, this is just to organize the files better. So internally, this special rule is if the last dot is after the last dash, the last dot becomes first. Okay. That's something you should never see unless you really do some weird alternates. So that's how alternates work. Let me check I'm not forgetting anything. Good. Next thing is about another property in the metadata, which is the child content. So when you have a shape, there is a property named child content. This thing is of type iHTML content. This is actually where the result of a shape goes, of a shape evaluation goes, before it's displayed. So we can actually check what's the content of the shape before it's displayed. So when we say shape execute async, it will process it, find a template, execute it, get the HTML, and then feed the HTML into this property, and then render it. So we can use this property for anything, for any reason. And actually, if you set it, the shape execute async should just use it. So if I do shape.metadata.child content equals not a car, I am cheating. I'm saying, no, I'm not a car. But here I can say I want to actually render it, so I will say new string HTML content. And I render it. I hope it works. I haven't tried it. It's working. Okay. So not a car. And so it actually shortcut the processing pipeline because it says, oh, I already have some content. I don't need to process it. And it's actually faster. So it's faster because we don't have to process it. Can we use it for our own extent? Let's do that. Let's do a new service that will implement iShape display events to intercept when a thing is displayed, the same thing as before, but for any shape. I will show you why. My shape display events. What's happening with the shape table provider? It's to enhance what we call a shape table descriptor. All the information we want to assign to specific shapes, to alter an existing shape. But this one needs the type of shape you want to enhance. This one, the iShape display events, doesn't care about the type of shapes. It will be called for every shape. And whenever a shape is displayed, it will tell you, I'm rendering this shape, do whatever you want on that. So what I could do just for fun is when a shape is displayed, I will store its content. There is context of child content already? I'm surprised. I wanted to use the shape that is currently this one. Maybe it's the same thing, but I don't trust it. We'll check after. So if the content is null, when a shape is displayed, if its content is null, if my local content is null, I will store the content of the shape. And when it's displaying, I will set its content from the one I saved. And I make it a static. So I would just have all the shapes render the same thing. I just have one shape, so that's okay. So what does it say? I need to implement that, so I will just return nothing. Okay, and I will, what does it say? What's your problem? Return. Okay, so I shape this again. What now? Well, I don't agree. I see that it's good for me. I don't know. Does it build? It builds. So Visual Studio doesn't agree, but that's fine. So here I go to my program because I want to register this type. Here, and in my view, which is the view that we were using? Yellow? Static int count. Does it work? Okay, I will do that. Datetime.utc now. I will display the current time. Okay, and I will run the application. Not a car because I did that here. Running again. Yellow. Okay, one. So it's 6. F5, and I do F5, okay? And I can refresh, doesn't care. It's always the same date time because it's reusing the same content everywhere. And if I remove that, just to prove it works, and I run it again, restart, F5, you see, it's refreshing. But when I have my events there, it will intercept the shape when it's displayed and set its content. Well, get its content when it's displayed, and when it's displaying, if I have some saved content, it will store it. This is caching. I'm just implemented caching for all the shapes very easily. Now we don't have to render it anymore. Okay, and tomorrow we'll see better caching. I will stop on that because it's time, and next year I'll do some more, or tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. Thank you.
Maybe we will have to have a third date just for him to bring
For shapes.
Just one question about why is it why is that convention is old, really old, with the whole dots to underscore and dashes to double underscores. What's the background about that? Why was that done?
Why not use dots and dashes also in the list of shape names? I don't know. I didn't make it. Someone else did it. Maybe that was a reason. I have no idea.
Because it's kind of overhead thinking about that.
Because you think files and templates, but if you didn't think files and templates, file names, then why would you have dots and dashes in an alternate? I don't know. Maybe it was easier to split things. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just.
It would be natural, just if it's like that here as a file name, have it as an alternate.
In Orchard 3, we could break it and just use dashes and dots and stop converting. But it's breaking. It's been there like this. Maybe when we'll change it, we'll find, oh crap, we can't do that anymore. So maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.